Hey everybody, coming at you from Powell, Wyoming. Hello to wherever you are in the world right now. My name is Zach Eckert. I'm the RD for Cody Hall. If you don't remember me, I know it's been a little over a month, long time. Miss all of you guys. So, I wanted to jump into a discussion about ethics because like I said before, you are all over the world right now and ethics is coming at you from all over the planet. You mean ethics can see me wherever I'm at? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. Well, sort of, not really. I mean, it's not so much that ethics are like Santa Claus and watching you and deciding whether or not you're going to get presents this year. It's so much more that ethics permeate every single decision that you make, whether you realize it or not. Ethics are a part of your life, and you've already made some decisions about ethics based on where you come from and your upbringing and what you believe to be right and wrong. And I think that's why I love discussing ethics so much and the decisions that we make. Because, and maybe you don't know me yet, but when you do get to know me, you're going to find out that I'm a huge comic book superhero.
Well, you're a nerd!
I was going to say buff, but really just a nerd. I'm a big comic book nerd. And one of the aspects that I love about those stories, whether it's in the movies or the comic books or the cartoons that maybe you saw as a kid, is the hero is constantly having to make these difficult ethical choices.
Spider-Man! This is why only fools are heroes. Because you never know when some lunatic will come along with the sadistic choice. Let die the woman you love, or suffer the little children.
Sometimes he'll have to decide whether or not to save one person, even though it might mean endangering huge groups of people. Or, on the flip side, deciding whether or not it's worth saving a big group of people, even though he might have to sacrifice one person. So you get these big concepts of, do we value utilitarianism or deontological aspects? Maybe they're making virtue ethics decisions or care ethics decisions or egoistic ethical decisions. So, at the same time, you as an RA are going to have to face some of these decision-making processes. So, being that ethical decisions permeate every part of our personal lives, it's inevitable that, yes, you as an RA are going to have to make some ethical choices, maybe even more so being in a leadership decision. So it's important to test our ethics and see what we think about different scenarios. So let's do a practice scenario with ethics. Let's say that a family is coming home from the store, and as they're driving and pulling in, they hit their pet dog Fido.
Oh, this is heavy.
Well, the family gets out, find out that Fido has died, and decide that instead of wasting a perfectly good piece of meat, that they're going to take Fido inside, cook him up, have a delicious meal, and indeed, the meat was delicious.
Boy, that escalated quickly. I mean, that really got out of hand fast.
Ethical? Not ethical. Well, it really depends where you come from and what you value. From a Western perspective, we might say that, well, it is not something that we would choose to do, but as long as they're not hurting any other families, and it was their own dog, and Fido had indeed accidentally died.
Whoa, this is heavy.
There's that word again, heavy. Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitation?
That it wasn't necessarily unethical. From a different part of the world, it might be unethical to waste the meat and just bury the dog, because wasting food would not be seen as a positive or ethical decision. So, even in that scenario, you can see that sometimes there are going to be differences in what we value and what our morals are concerning ethical decisions. So, let's talk a little bit about morals and values versus ethics. And really, is there any difference? Now, in my research, it seems like there's a lot of varying opinions on this. Some would say that ethics are what you're required to do, and your values and morals are what you choose to do concerning right and wrong. Some would say that ethics are how you treat other people, and morals and values are how you treat people that you know. Now, for the sake of our conversation, we're going to say that morals and ethics and values are all inherently the same thing. Now, I'm not a philosophical professor, but again, for the sake of our conversation, without diving in too deep, well, let's treat all that terminology the same. So another concept or another idea that you're going to hear about during RA training probably quite a bit is the idea of the fishbowl. Now, this idea is the fact that a fish, when it sits in its fishbowl in its home, it's hanging out in its house, it's doing pretty well, but around the fishbowl are people who are constantly viewing the fish, watching its action, seeing what the fish does, how the fish lives, eats, sleeps, all of that. Well, as an RA, that is bound to happen with you. Whether you recognize it or not, people are going to be looking to you to see how you make decisions, how you react in certain scenarios, just to watch your leadership. Hey, so, what? Bounce the chair. So, what do we do then? If we know that we're surrounded by the fishbowl, we know that people are watching us to see how that we make decisions, whether that's our residents or the people that we serve or the people that we work for or the people that we work with. How do we come to an agreement on how to act? Because really we're going to have different values concerning religion and politics and how we make decisions, maybe even just how we do our homework and be in relationships with other people. So we would offer up maybe 5 key components that we can agree on that best serve the people around us ethically. Okay, so as an RA, we are going to ask you to make 5 ethical types of decisions. 1, respect autonomy. We respect that people can make whatever choices they want as long as they're not harming other people. Which brings us to number 2. When you make choices, do no harm to other people. If the decision you're about to make is going to hurt someone else, maybe you shouldn't make that decision. Number 3, benefit others. When you make decisions as an RA or as an individual, try and make decisions that are going to help other people, not hinder other people. Number 4, be just. When you make decisions, be fair with the decisions that you make. Don't favor other people just because they're your friends or maybe you like them more. And number 5, be faithful. When you say you're going to do something, do it. When you say you're going to sign up for a responsibility, be there. If you can follow those 5 key ethical concepts, you'll be able to be ethical as an RA. So we've talked about 5 RA ethical concepts that you can use for making decisions in your leadership position as an RA. Now, these areas are very important in our physical world, but it's important to recognize that there's another world, as crazy as it sounds, that we have to be aware of when we're making this decision. And that's the world of the internet, the future, the Matrix, because you're plugged in.
You have to let it all go, Neo. Fear, doubt, and disbelief. Free your mind.
Whether you know it or not, you are plugged into the Matrix through Facebook, through Instagram, through Snapchat, through MySpace, if anyone's still using that. Maybe, maybe not. So, you have to be aware that you're plugged into these things, and those fall into the world of that fishbowl that we were talking about earlier. Now, we're not trying to take away freedom of speech or say that you can't have a Facebook account or post to a Facebook account. But what we are saying is you have to be aware that in our world today, our private life and professional life just isn't separated like it used to be.
I stayed up till 5 a.m. again. For Facebook stalking my more successful friends.
1, be careful who you invite to your social networking world, because the more people that you invite into that world, the more responsibility you have to be ethical and to be careful about how you post into that world. Because that's representing your identity. It's creating your online image that future bosses, employers, employees, all of those people will look to you. Even maybe a potential future spouse. Anyone heard of Facebook stalking? Because that's a thing now. And it's socially accepted to know that people are going to come look at your pictures, look at your posts, look at your life events. It's coming, folks. The future is here. So, understand that you have to be careful about who you invite into that world, and the more people that you invite, the more responsibility you have to that world. So it's important ethically as an RA to set up a policy for who are you going to invite into that world. Are you okay inviting residents into your private social world? Or do you care how you post there? Or do you care who posts there or who represents? Number two, you need to be careful about which groups you're involved with online. Again, the groups that you're connected with form that identity, and that is going to represent you as a leader and will at least help others to think that those groups that you're involved with are going to influence decisions that you make in the RA position. One great example, NWC Confessions.
You know that voice that you tells you what to do sometimes? Guess I listened to it today.
And I always listen to it.
Bad influence.
Personally, not a fan. Not a lot of great things come out of there, and I would post some things here, but I'd like to keep it PG, so I'm not going to do any snapshots from NWC Confessions. But be aware that if you're involved with that and you're connected there, it's going to influence how other people look at you. Thirdly, be very careful about what you say in the pictures you post online. Again, even if you're not worried about posting any pictures of you breaking the law, which you shouldn't be, or I'll fight you, and Dee'll fight you. And we may or may not win. I can't say for sure. But be careful about what you post online. Even if it's just your own ideas and thoughts, it's okay to post, but for goodness sake, think before you post those things. Again, it's going to influence how others look at you. It's important to think about what you post and how, again, like those 5 ideas that we talked about earlier, it's important to see if your posts are going to influence that. And it's okay to post ideas about religion, about politics, just about your ideas in general, but you've got to understand that those words have influence. And maybe you need to think about the fact that not all of those conversations are best taking place online. The idea is to post ideas, have conversations, again, understand that social networking is a new world that we're still exploring and understanding to its fullest potential. On top of that, we do have social networks within Northwest College, so we encourage you to check out those pages. I'm going to attach here a link so that you can see some of the Northwest College policies for how Northwest College employees can interact with those pages. Talk to your RD about getting involved with your hall page on Facebook, on Twitter. All of those places are available. Instagram. Learn the hashtags and figure out how to use them for your benefit to connect with residents, but understand, again, that you have responsibility with those pages. So, we hope that doesn't scare you away from social networking. We really enjoy social networking ourselves, and we see the great power and potential of social networking to connect people. It's just important to understand that the way we talk in our physical world is just as important as how we talk in the digital world, and the ethics span across both of those worlds. So, a couple ideas to keep you going on social networking. 1, remember to have fun with social networking. Number 2, remember to post ideas and post opinions, but be careful about how you post them and understand that that's a place to dialogue, but not necessarily try and convince or change people's minds. If you want to have a really serious dialogue with someone, you should do it in person, not just online. And remember to post pictures often. Feel free to post pictures of programs and things like that. If you're not comfortable using your own private Facebook or Twitter or social networking account to tie it in with your RA life, go ahead and create your own RA profile that's just for RA work stuff. On top of that, remember that there are some don'ts. Don't post scandalous pictures or provocative pictures of yourself online. Remember, again, to be careful about what you say, and remember too, not to post, well, pictures of yourself breaking the law, because we will find you and we'll be sad. So remember, just don't break the law. Post pictures of yourself doing fun stuff. On top of that, if you can take away 2 ideas from this entire presentation, 1, I challenge you to really think about your ethical decisions and where you base your moral ideas and where those come from. That worldview is going to create a structure for the rest of your life. And it's important in college to really discuss those ideas and share them with others and follow those ideas to the full length of their consequences. We think it's a great idea to have those conversations now, and understanding that there are going to be some professional ethics that you're going to have to follow no matter what, like we talked about with our 5 principles. Secondly, again, be very careful with your social networking. Understand that that is a whole second identity for you, and the things you do online are going to form that identity and a representation of yourself for other people. So pay attention to how you use your online life and be intentional with it. And again, overall, ethics are important, and I hope you see that they span across a wide area of topics and is a great place to stick around and have some conversation with. So make sure to look at the discussion posts below. Take part in those, please. A big part of this is sharing, again, your ideas with others, and I'm excited to hear what you have to say. So take a look at those, and we'll see you guys soon.